Hi there, welcome to the Yoga Healing Institute. My name's Chris, and I'm going to guide you through a 20-minute meditation. Coming to the practice of meditation, I really advise that you approach it in the same way that you would any other skill in your life that you've chosen to learn, whether that's learning the guitar, learning the piano, to juggle, or even to dance. Approach this with the attitude of, I am here to learn something new, and that will really leave your mind in a very open place for whatever comes up within this experience. The kind of meditation practice that we're going to work with today is called a focused attention meditation. We're going to practice deliberately directing our awareness, our attention, onto the sounds and vibrations of the space, the world around us. We're going to focus our attention on our breath and on the physical body. And I'm going to guide you through this for the 20-minute practice. And the invitation and really the best thing you can take away from this, I feel, is really to start to develop an understanding and a conscious awareness of where you are directing your attention on the one hand, and when you find that your attention is somewhere where you didn't choose to place it on the other hand. Now, you're going to find during the practice that your mind continually invites you away from the present moment and away from where you're deliberately directing your attention onto somewhere that you haven't directed your attention. Like, for example, planning for the future, your to-do list, memories, or even just simple fantasy about wonderful, extravagant situations, dreamlike scenarios. But as I said, I really want to help you recognize the difference between where you're choosing to place your attention on the one hand and when your attention has become distracted on the other. And this is really a great place to start with meditation, just to nurture that understanding of the fact that this voice in your mind is not necessarily something which you are controlling. And in fact, oftentimes can be something which is just going on all by itself and which you are not taking any control over and which can oftentimes come to control you. So if you're ready then, make any final adjustments to your posture, how you're sitting. Allow your arms to just rest in your lap. And when you're ready, let's just begin by closing down our eyes. Just begin to allow your body to settle into the posture. Now let's just begin by listening, tuning in to our sense of hearing. Just beginning to notice and to appreciate all of the sounds in the world around us. Noticing everything from the smallest, most subtle sounds, all the way up to the loudest. Now, try not to allow yourself to be caught up on any particular sound that you hear. We're not trying to name the sounds, although you might find that your mind goes on doing this automatically. Try to treat the sounds in the space around you just as though you were hearing a beautiful piece of music. In the same way that you don't listen to music and try to identify the individual instruments that you hear, listening to all the myriad sounds of the world around, try to appreciate them just like a piece of music. not separate entities, nothing that needs to be named, just a beautiful cacophony of sound. Now gradually allow your awareness to expand all the way out to the very edge of your range of hearing. The furthest away sounds you can hear. Now, there are no good sounds or bad sounds when we come to the practice of meditation. It's okay if you hear a loud bang, someone shouts, loud voices, even a bus or a car going past outside with a loud engine. Just allowing it to all be part of that song that nature is playing to you as you sit here and listen. Now, as you listen, you may begin to notice that in between each sound, there is a silence, a stillness in the vibrations of the air. And from that silence and stillness comes the next sound. Now, as we listen in this way, you'll also soon become aware of the voice of your own mind. And try to allow that voice of the mind, whatever it's saying, whether it's planning, remembering, fantasizing, wherever your mind takes you, whatever that voice may be saying, try to just allow that voice, the sound of that voice, to just be like any other sound that you hear in the space around you. As you allow sounds in the external world to simply come and go, to rise and to fall back into silence. Also allow the voice of the mind, the thoughts that come from nowhere, to arise from the stillness and silence of the mind, to be noticed, but not joined, not actively engaged with, and simply allow your mind to fall back into silence and into stillness. And moving back from the edge of that sphere of sound now, coming all the way back to the very center. Begin to notice the sound of your own breath at the entrance to your nostrils. That gentle oceanic sound as the air flows in and out of your nostrils. Honing your attention in on that sound with the utmost interest and curiosity. Begin to notice not the sound, but the sensation, the feeling of the breath at the entrance to your nostrils. The cool air against your skin. Now begin to travel upwards with the air into the nasal passage, feeling the cooling sensation inside the nose, following it down into the back of the throat. And with each passing inhale, following it deeper and deeper, until you find your breath in your chest and in your abdomen. Sensing into that gentle expansion and contraction of your upper body. Now, not breathing in any special way, but simply allowing the breath to come and go as it pleases. Not actively breathing, but sitting back and watching your breath flow all by itself. Now, as you rest here with the breath, just allowing all sounds in the external world to continue to come and go. Allowing thoughts in the mind again to rise up from that stillness and just to settle back into stillness. Acknowledge that when you hear that voice of the mind, it's simply an invitation from your mind, inviting you to think. Acknowledge that you have the choice not to follow that invitation, but simply to notice that it's there and to allow your mind to fall back into silence. However brief the silence is, and however distracting or enticing the invitations to think may be, just know that you can always let the invitation go and gently invite your own attention back to your breath. Now allowing the breath to continue all by itself. Let's begin to notice the connection with the earth below us. Notice the feeling of contact between your body and whatever surface that you're sitting on. Sensing your posture, the position of your spine, your hip joints, your shoulders, your knees, ankles, your wrists and your elbows. Just becoming gradually more aware, more connected to the entire physical body. Beginning to notice the feeling of warmth, energy, vitality and life that exists within the entire body. Noticing that without moving your toes, without looking at your toes, you can feel their presence there. And as you allow your awareness to scan around your physical body, without moving, without looking, you can feel the presence of your entire body in space. Feeling the life within you, and feeling the connection to the earth beneath you. The more connected you can become to the physical body, the sooner you will notice all the subtle little changes that happen during the course of your experience of living in this body, both within the bounds of this meditation practice and in the rest of your life. Our bodies are always speaking to us, and it's only a question of whether we are listening and noticing the messages. So gently moving the attention now back to the breath. Watching the gentle rising and falling. And in equal parts, noticing the sound of the nostrils, the sensation of the air on the skin and on the nasal passage. Noticing the uniqueness of every passing inhale and exhale. Once again, allowing thoughts to simply come and go in the mind, acknowledging the invitation and politely declining. Just gently shifting your attention back to the breath whenever you become distracted. Now, wherever you are within your practice, within your experience, begin to guide your attention back to those points of contact with the earth beneath you. Once again, nurturing that strong, deep connection to the physical body. Allowing the breath to continue to come and go. Let's begin to follow an exhale now. Back out of the nasal passage, through the nostrils, noticing the sound of your exhale. And following that back out into the external world, becoming aware again of all of the sounds around you. Feeling yourself at the center of a sphere of sound. The center of your experience. And when you're ready, you can gently begin to blink the eyes open. Taking a few last conscious breaths here as you allow yourself to come back into your space. Noticing how you feel, noticing what's going on in your mind and any particular change in your state of mind and how your body feels from before the meditation. So I hope you had a really wonderful practice with me today. I hope that you feel a much deeper sense of connection to your mind, to yourself, your physical body, and even to the world around you. This meditation is going to be here on the website for the foreseeable future, so please feel free to come back and enjoy it, practice with it as many times as you like. I also suggest very strongly that you go and check out the rest of the Yoga Healing Institute timetable, which you can also find online and on the app. There are so many brilliant classes on there with some fantastic teachers, and I really suggest that you go and take your time having a look and seeing what classes might be suitable for you on there. Lastly, have a really wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you soon.